welcome to the Dear to Me Knits podcast. I'm Dearyg, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Dear to Me Knits. It's been a super long time since I've recorded last. Last episode, I had my kids were going back to school and everything, and so there was all that, hustle and bustle, and then once they were back to school, I could finally catch up on some housework that I had gotten behind on, so I decided to take a break. And then this week has just been one thing after another. So it's Friday and I'm finally recording, even though I meant to record on Tuesday. So I apologize for keeping everybody waiting. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for joining me. And if you are coming back, thank you so much for sticking with me. I have a very packed episode today since it's been so long since I last recorded. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun shenanigans. So I want to get started with some finished objects. My first finished object is my sister's socks, which I do not have in my hands anymore because yeah, my family cannot wait to give Christmas presents. So I've already given them to her and she loves them. They fit her like a sock, as she said. They look amazing on her. So I will post a picture here of the finished socks. And my second finished object is this beauty. My Joy shawl. I think this is the right side. Yes. I don't have my glasses on again. I'm doing it sucker blind again. So, yeah, and I'm going to cover my face, so I apologize. But this is my Joy shawl. And I want to keep it. It's going to be the hardest yet most wonderful thing to give this away. The recipient has no idea. Well, she might, but she hasn't let on that she has any idea that she's getting it. And so it's gonna be like a super fun surprise. And she's very knitworthy, wonderful receiver of gifts. So I'm super excited to give it to her, but oh my gosh. It's just so pretty. It's just so beautiful. This mohair is so soft. So, okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. Oh, I did not tell anything about my sister's socks. I'll go back to that in a minute. I'm going to stay on track with this right now. So, I was knitting this. This is Toby Roxanne Special Sport in the Warm Glow colorway that I got from Knit Crate. So, I only had the one. And I got to where you start doing the lace, and I was like, I don't think there's going to be enough here for this lace. What am I going to do? Because this is just, it's not a super neutral color, right? And if you can see kind of what I have to choose from behind me, I just didn't really have anything that was quite right. I tried this held with mohair to kind of soften it a little bit, and it was still just way too bold. And I really wanted to go more in a soft direction, kind of angelic a little bit, but I didn't want to go like full white. So what I did was I held the lace weight yarn from my doily that I made. It's Juniper Moon Finley and just white or ivory or something like that colorway, with 2 strands of, oh Lori, oh here it is, on the floor where all my stuff is. If you could see this floor, oh my gosh, I'm the least organized person ever. I really need to like take a whole day and just tackle this space. Knit Picks Aloft in the Oat colorway. And so I held 2 strands of this. It's a lace weight. It's like super, I don't know if I can pull a piece off of it. It's super fun. So I held 2 strands of this with the 1 strand of this, just like the white lace weight. It's like a merino mulberry silk or something like that. Come on, get in there. For the edge, and it just turned out. And the whole time I was knitting, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if it just looks too color blocky, and it's not gonna be you know, just like cohesive and everything. I was just so worried. And by the time I had bound off, I was like, no, this is everything. I love this shawl. And the I did make a couple modifications to the pattern. Okay, so well, to start with, when I was reading the directions the first time I cast it on, I totally read them wrong and left out a whole wedge of the shawl, so it did not look right at all. It was like a little less than a semicircle, and I was like, ew, this isn't gonna work. So I ripped it all out, which fortunately I wasn't very far in, maybe like this much. Ripped it out and restarted again. And she has you you can kind of see where the wedges go in the pattern, you know, like right here, and I can't see because I'm blind right now, right here. And so she has you slip the first stitch of each wedge or the last stitch, however it is. And I misunderstood that part as well. Not because of her, but because when I was knitting, I was like, oh yeah, this is garter and it's gonna be like mindless, and so you know, I can do it while I'm doing anything. And so I was trying to read the pattern and watch my kids play in the yard, and they were playing in the sprinkler, so I had to make sure like nobody slipped and broke their neck, because, you know, children and water don't always go together so great. And so yeah, I just totally, my brain read the words and was like, you know, just like, I know I read the words, but do I understand the words? No. So, and she also has you do a make 1 as the increase, and I chose to do a knit front and back instead. I don't really think it makes that much of a difference in the look of it, but, so there are no slipped stitches, but honestly, I like that, especially since I switched colors for the lace. I think that it helps it transition better. I'm not sure. I'm talking out my butt, really, but but I think it just makes this look smooth so that this can shine, versus having like visual like stuff going on here and here. It just lets kind of the colorway be its like full attention, which I think is fine. And then the lace, okay, so the lace after, oh, let me see if I can hold this up so that it's easy to see. She has you knit this half leaf here, and then this full leaf, which leaves another half leaf. Okay, so there's like an hourglass and then a leaf and then an hourglass. And I felt like I just wanted a little bit more of a closure to the lace pattern instead of kind of just stopping mid repeat. So I went ahead and finished off this leaf, wait, I can't see. Finished off this leaf. So I have, you know, two interlocking leaves there. And then instead of opening up into another leaf, when I started to do the tip of this one, I did kind of a fan. So I increased, almost like she says to in the pattern. I can't begin to, I just kind of winged it, I was going, just flying by the seat of my pants. So I could probably go back and write it down, but to sit here and explain it to you right this second, I can't. But, so I just kind of staggered the increases and put them where I wanted to achieve this kind of fan look right here. I am squinting. This is just such a lovely episode of me. And I really like it. Actually, I kind of feel like this looks like a little tulip. And then I bound off with a picot bind off, which I think really looks pretty. So it just is nice and delicate and airy. The lady that this is for lost a boy to SIDS when he was, I want to say like 4 or 5 months old. It was very, very sad. And his name was Nicholas. So as I was doing the lace, I kind of thought, well, this is nice because she has this big, nice section of this just really peaceful blue, right? And that can be Nicholas. Then she lost a little girl. She and I were pregnant at the same time. And she lost her little girl named Nadia. They named her Nadia. And she was stillborn. So I like the idea of having this kind of be airy and kind of angelic looking, and like the leaf pattern to represent Nadia. And I have to stop talking right now because I might cry about that. But just this shawl just kind of knit itself, and my hands just did what my heart told me to, and I felt, what's the word I'm looking for? I felt a lot of divine leading in the choices that I made with this shawl, and it just feels very special. And as much as I love it, and I would love to be selfish and keep it, this shawl, I did not knit this shawl for me. This shawl does not want to be for me. So I can't wait to give it away. So my other finished-ish object is what I'm wearing, and this is actually a gift for my sister. Sorry, I got a text and I can't see, so I had to make sure it wasn't important, like from my kid's school or something. So I haven't woven in the ends yet. They're kind of like hiding in this little pouch. This is my sister's Christmas gift, which she, God bless her, actually does want to wait till Christmas for, but I love it. And okay, so she wanted the green to be the main color, and I was like, ugh, but look how much prettier this is. But actually having it on, I kind of like it. And it doesn't hide the lighter color as much as I thought it would. So I just think it looks so cool. There's like, now I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see like super well. But with my glasses off, there's like a lot of optical illusion stuff happening with it. And I think that's really cool. So this is, the green is Shibui Sock in the seaweed colorway. And the lighter color is Rose Hill Yarns in the Stop Mowing My Strawberries colorway. Both fingering weight. And yeah, it's super squishy because it's just brioche. I cast on 300 stitches and just did brioche rib around and around until I ran out of the green because I didn't have quite as much green. And I guess I did bind off both sides in the green. I thought I bound off one in the lighter color, but I guess I did green on both ends. But anyway, yeah, so I just went until I was like, I'm probably gonna run out of green soon, and then bound off. So yep, this was a really fun, interesting, this was a journey because I had to rip it out and reknit so many times. But yeah, I got it done almost. I need to weave in the ends, but if you've been following my journey with this sucker, you knew like I was ready for a break. Oh, and that was the other thing too. I had such a hard time finding a bind off that I was happy with, that was stretchy enough and that was compatible with the cast on, which I did a German twisted cast on. That's my cast on of choice for most projects, especially something stretchy and squishy like brioche. But yeah. Oh my goodness, I was at my wit's end. I even tried like sewn bind offs and stuff, and I was like, this sucks! socks. I'm so over it. Oh, but yeah, I'm in a good place with it now. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay, not too far. Good. So those are my finished objects. The socks for my sister were just a vanilla pattern that I threw a garter panel on down the front of the sock to mimic the Rye Socks by Tin Can Knits, because that is a worsted weight pattern, and I wanted to make her fingering weight socks because she wanted to wear them like with her shoes for work and stuff. So and she works in like an office. So, and that is out of Knit Picks Chroma Twist in the Sandpiper colorway, and she loves them, so I'm super excited about that. So whips, I will start with a whip that I have talked about before, my Knitter's Gonna Knit bag. And Knitter's Gonna Knit is the Instagram screen name of my friend Mariah, which I think is funny. I didn't know that when I bought it, but every time I see it now I think of her. I'm like, oh, I got my little piece of Mariah with me. So I am working on that blanket for my mom that I talked about last episode. So I have not a super lot done, but it is so squishy and wonderful, and I love it. And that's just, hang on. I don't think I have a ball band handy. Though my kids always rip the bands off of these cones like immediately. Plus you have to take the band off in order to knit off them. So, this is Peaches and Cream cones, just 100%. You know, it's like dishcloth cotton, but that's what my mom wanted, so I'm just holding that double. And what is it? Where? There's money in my, every time I turn around there's money places. I guess that's not a bad thing. It is a bad thing because I'm like, where did this money come from? Like I'm obviously very irresponsible with my money, but at the same time it's like, oh, money. Like it's money I already had, but you know, yay, surprise money. So, so yeah, I cast on, I don't know, probably like 160 stitches. I think I'm getting like 4 stitches to the inch, I think, if I remember right. So, and she wanted like a 50 by 60 blanket, just like a, you know, a throw for the living room or whatever. So, yeah, however that math works out. That's what I cast on, and it's just garter, but it's, oh, it's so squishy. I love it. And if it wasn't gonna be a gigantic project that I am going to hate with a fiery passion by the end of it, I would make myself one. I'm gonna need a while after that one before I try and think of any kind of blanket again. So, so yeah, there's Mom's little baby blanket. And next, okay. Nope, I'll do. The other project I'm working on, and actually will be done very soon, is my stepdad's socks. I call him Dad. We're very close. And he wanted socks for Christmas. So what I did was I used 2 balls of, which these are like mangled all the heck, 2 balls of Knit Picks Felici worsted in the Spaceman colorway, I think it is. And I striped them to get this like really pretty micro stripe, but like it's, and I did not do it this way on purpose, but the colors matched up. So every color change on both yarns is at the same time, which I think is really funny. That's kind of not what I planned, but I still like it a lot. Especially this section right here. I love that kind of like purpley gray and tan together. Oh, it's so pretty to me. Every time I came on that one, I was like, yay, it's so pretty, I love it. So I just knit the tube, And then I went back and threw in an afterthought heel. After I measured his feet. So, and actually, not after I measured his feet, after I measured my brother's feet, and made an educated guess, which turned out to be a slightly off guess. So I had to take about 1/4 of an inch out of the toe to compensate, which is fine. Because actually I also noticed that I did a toe wedge, and his feet are a little more flat across the top. And so I think that toe will actually fit him better anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm ready to Kitchener this toe after fixing it, and then I will repair and put the heel in the other sock. So yeah, not too much work left to do. I could probably bang it out in a day. I just leave it in the car, but I'm kind of at a fiddly place right now, so I probably need to bring it in and finish it up inside instead of trying to find a good time to do it in the car. And since this is such a fiddly project for the car, right now I cast on a pair of socks for my little boys. They are 7. So this is out of, hopefully I can find, I've got, yeah, actually I can even grab the same colorway because I have 2 balls of it. So this is Patent Stretch Socks. It is 41% cotton, 39% wool, 13% nylon, and 7% elastic. I really like this. I like that it's got a higher natural fiber content as opposed to this stuff, which is like, yeah, it's 93% acrylic and 7% nylon. They really like these socks, and boy is this stuff boingy, and I really love that because my kids grow all the time, so that makes sure that they can wear the socks for more than like 2 weeks before they need more. We don't need them outgrowing socks faster than I can knit them. But yeah, so these are my car socks. I just am making them up as I go along. Since it's winter, I'm gonna have to see. I probably won't use this whole ball, but I might. I'm not sure. I want to make them nice tall socks for the wintertime to keep their little leggies warm and have nice comfy socks to wear inside their boots and whatnot, because my kids love a pair of boots. All 4 of them are just all about those boots. My daughter's already trying to walk around in like shorts and knee-high boots. I'm like, listen, while that is a bold fashion statement, we live in rural Indiana, so maybe put on some tennis shoes. So yeah, those are my whips. I think that's everything. It just doesn't feel like enough. Guess I've already been talking for 23 minutes, so man, I'm sorry for looking like a weirdo, like squinting at my phone. Okay, now for the gigantically juicy acquisitions. And I really debated even showing you all of this because it's a lot. I ran into some clearance at Joann. My mom bought me a wholesale lot of yarn at an auction. My friend Mariah, who is the owner of Beauty Mark Yarn, posted some bulky weight that basically, like, something took over me. I did not even have control of my body. I had to have it. I bought, why am I not just showing you this stuff as I go? Like, why do I have to run it all down and then turn around and man, I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot. Let's get into it. Okay, so, I was gonna go from oldest to newest, but I don't even know if I remember like what all came when. So we'll just get into it. Okay, so This, let me see if it says on the box. Oh, it just has his name. Okay, I think he's called like the Thrifty Knitter or something like that. Anyway, he has an Etsy shop where he dyes his own yarn, but he was doing a de-stash in the form of like grab bags on his Etsy, and they were hella cheap. So I was like, yeah, sign me up. I'll get some. So he sent me this box, and there's one ball of like some Sirdar acrylic and a really pretty like pink lemonade, raspberry lemonade looking color that Lydia like ran off with, and I have no idea where it is now. This is a mystery. It kind of looks like maybe Woolies, but I'm not sure. It feels a little thicker than Woolies. It might be like Vanna's Choice or something. But it's really pretty. It's a marl with like burgundy and black. I think it would make a super pretty hat. Especially my kids' school has a fundraiser every year where they it's like a silent auction. So I usually like to donate 1 or 2 knitted items. So this might turn into a hat for that. This is some really pretty 4-ply fingering weight Shetland. Harris Tweed. I feel like I've heard that name before. The shade is 20. It's not. But I don't know. It's super itchy. Like, it's not soft at all. It's very rough. But I kind of feel like they'd make like bulletproof socks. Like, this stuff is sturdy. So, I don't know. I might be able to handle socks made in this. Maybe a couple pairs of shorties to wear inside like my little booties where I don't want to have socks sticking up that far. Yeah, it's pretty. I love all the colors. I love tweed, in case I haven't said that a million times before. Oh, and then, Lydia is super excited about this, and it is so soft. Oh my gosh, it's like silky soft. Ooh. It is Crystal Palace Yarns Panda Soy. And it looks like it might be self-striping a little bit, which is kind of fun. It is, the colorway is Green Fields. It is machine washable. I was looking for, it's right on the, okay. 49% bamboo, 33% soy, and 18% elastic nylon. So once again, I'm super excited to get a hold of some boingy, sock yarn for my kids, because it's like all the things I love about regular sock yarn with the boinginess that makes it amazing for growing feet. And then this came, 2 of these, and I really, really adore this yarn. Oh man, the plying in it is just so freaking cool. It's got these little nips, but it's like thread. It's like coils. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And these colors are like so autumnal, and I am obsessed with fall. Like, fall is my favorite season. Call me basic. I don't even care. I own it hardcore. Give me boots, a sweater, and a latte. Every day, all day. I love it. So, this is Lenny 76 by, I really can't read this label. It's in like a different language. So it's 50% Skurwool, I don't know, Skurwool, and polyacryl, which I assume is like acrylic. It looks like an acrylic wool blend. But I really like it. It's not the softest, but it's soft enough. Like, it would make a nice hat or cowl or something. Yeah, it's pretty. I love it. And then I got this prettiness, and actually when I was stuck on that shawl, this is one of the colors that I was like, maybe this will work, please work. No, it does not go together at all, but it's still super cute. And I actually have, I have this, and I think they could be friends. You know, they're just alike enough to go together and just different enough to kind of play off each other. Or I have like a few other things that would look good with it too. I don't have any plans for it. Like I didn't know what I was getting. It just came in the box. So this is Zombie Yarns. Her little labels. I love zombies. My friend makes amigurumi dolls as a business, and she made me a little zombie. And it's so cute. I love it. So this is 75/25 super wash. And the color is called Roamer. Or maybe that's the base. I'm not sure. Because it also says number 0042, which might be the colorway. Or it might be the dye lot. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, it's just this super nice, like, purpley blue, bluey purple, however you want to call it. And I like it. I really like these kind of stripe looking pieces through here. I'm really excited to see how those knit up. It's a fingering weight. So yeah. That's my little surprise box that came. Yeah, I'll just work from the top down. There's gonna be a plastic bag, so I apologize. Some rummaging through there. Joanne had a ton of clearance. Now, my brother likes the, let me see if I can remember, the Las Vegas Knights, I think it is, hockey team. And their colors are like white and gold and silver. So I found this, which just really wants to be a hat for my brother. I think. Maybe a scarf, but he's not really a scarf guy. So I think a hat. A nice, just plain stockinette hat with a really long brim to fold up. I think that'll be super nice. So, I got that. And then they had this yarn I've never seen before. And when I bought it, I thought that I was getting like super duper late, like thread weight. And it's, I'm pretty sure, okay, it's 70% acrylic, 30% wool. This gorgeous like gradient, it's by Lion brand. It's called Raptastic. Now this is actually a fingering weight. It's 437 yards to 100 grams. But I don't know, the yarn is very interesting. Let me see if I can, oh, please don't have like crap tons of yarn barf. Let's see, I might have the end of my hand already. Nope, I don't. Bummer. I didn't really want to do that, but come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Out it pops. So it's very loose. It's not plied. It's just 4 plies like wound together in the ball. So I thought it was like thread weight until I got it home and looked at the yardage on it and realized like, oh, you just hold the plies together and that's kind of different. But cool, I guess. So I also was like, well, if the plies are just kind of like wound together, they're probably not twisted very much, right? So what if I took half the plies from one ball and half the plies from the other ball, and from like another ball of complementary colors, and like wound them together and made 2 balls of like marl. That would be awesome, right? Yeah, so I'm in the middle of that. Turns out they're a lot more twisted than I expected. And at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, this is a pain in the butt. But yeah, when I get bored, I come down here and kind of fiddle with it for a little bit. So it's not too bad, but it definitely is not as smooth as I expected it to be. But I still think it'll be cool. So I got this one that's like, you know, just like a really light gray in the middle, and it goes out to a medium blue, like a sky blue, and then to like this steely regular blue. And then I got one that is light pink, and it goes out to medium pink, and then out to fuchsia. And then this one starts off tan, and then goes to brown, and then goes out to blue. Really like that one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I should have gotten two if I wanted to do like socks or something, but I don't know. I might stripe it with something and do like a shawl or whatever. And then I got this one, which might be my favorite. So it is like super marly in there already. So it starts off like the gray in the middle, and then just like a very small amount of the solid gray. And then it starts marling with purple. It's a lot like the Chroma Twist that I use for my sister's socks, where it starts adding in one ply at a time until it phases out the gray completely and it's purple. And then it starts phasing out one ply at a time of the purple and into the blue. So that's really cool. I really like this one. And I think this would be pretty striped with like white. And then let's see. I have these two, which are the ones I'm working on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So they're like attached to my ball winders. But so this one was solid pink in the middle, and then gradiates out to the tan, and then gradiates out to the blue. This one was white in the middle, or like actually kind of an off-white, and then it gradiates out to the orange, and then gradiates out to the pink. Yay! Okay, so there is my Joann haul. Not a huge haul by any means, but you know. Oh no, I left my book upstairs. I don't know why I didn't bring that down. The yarn I was gonna show is right on top of it. Oh well, brain fart. Okay, my yarn from Mariah that my body, like my brain, like took over and bought without my control. This is her 80/20 bulky weight merino. It is a 2-ply, and it is called Pretty in Grunge, and it is amazing. She sent me a picture of it like before she listed it, and I was like, don't even list it, just sell it to me because I love it. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, well, but it's bulky, I don't know what I'll do with it. And she was like, okay. So she listed it. I was like, no, I really do want it. So I just bought it right away. So whatever. Etsy made a little money off my indecision, I guess. But yes, I adore it. So it's got like this red that has kind of like pinkish, and then this blue, and then this gold, and then there's black, and there's off-white. Just all the colors. Emo me is like, yes. Yes. This is like if My Chemical Romance was yarn. That's what this is. So yeah, so I love that, and I'm pretty sure that is gonna be a hat for me, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, I'm feeling bulky hats right now for some reason. They'd definitely be a quick project, a very nice palette cleanser type deal. Okay, and I bought this with the intention of making some socks for my dad, but then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, he's gonna want to machine wash them, and I don't really want to buy him indie dyed yarn if he's gonna be throwing them in the washing machine. So I decided to use knit picks that I already had in my stash, And this might become like boot socks for me. I have this amazing pair of boots that I got at a store that's going out of business near me. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be looking for a way to wear it with every outfit I wear all winter long. They are the most amazing boots I've ever owned. They're like Doc Marteny in style, but the material they're made out of is so cool, and there's just all these little very chic details on them that are just so cool. I love them. Anyway, boots. Why am I talking about boots on a knitting podcast? This is Darn Yarn Minnesota in her Dudley DK, which has nylon in it, which is why I bought it, because I like to have nylon in my sock yarn, and it's really hard to find DK weight sock yarn. Y'all need to look into that. All my dyer friends need to be like, people like to make socks out of more than just fingering weight. Even sport weight's a little easier to find, but I wanted like DK or even worsted would have been amazing, because that's what I ended up using and I liked it a lot better. It was a very nice, quick pair of socks. But yeah, so this rapscallion colorway, I freaking love. Ooh. I love the tan and the black, and it even, let's see if I can find this spot. Yeah, right in here, the black kind of breaks a tiny bit, and it almost has like a navy-ish look to it. Yeah, just like super hinty of navy. I love it. So yeah, this is gonna be for me eventually. I have all these things that I need to make myself someday. But I'm hoping to stick to a resolution next year where I have just a couple of exceptions, but otherwise I'll be on a yarn diet. Those exceptions being charity, gifts, if I have to make a gift for somebody, or like an order for somebody and I don't have the yarn in stash. Going to festivals. Did I say festivals first? I can't remember what all I said. Oh, no. So charity, gifts and orders, and festivals. And other than that, none. We'll see how that goes. Because I don't have very many sweater quantities. Or like, but well, I mean, I could make a lot of 2-color shawls and stuff, but how many shawls do you need, really? And how? Well, I could do with a lot more pairs of socks, though, so whatevs. And a lot of summer shirts only take 2 skeins, so that wouldn't be too bad. I went to Michael's because I saw this, Karen and Pantone, making yarn together. Of course, I had to get this one. So this is their elephant one. And I'm obsessed with this kind of pearly one right here. I like it. I like it a lot. So I went and got that. And while I was there, I found scrubby yarn. Now, I've seen the Red Heart scrubby yarn before, but the Red Heart scrubby I had seen, my baby like ripped this label all up, was acrylic. I'm like, well, I'm trying to reduce my reliance on petroleum-based products, like no plastic and you know, all that stuff. So I saw this and it said, if I can hold this label together well enough, scrubby cotton. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's a cotton blend. No, dude. 100% cotton. 100% cotton scrubby yarn. And it's scrubby. It's nice. So I cannot wait to make some cloths out of this for dishes. And I'm definitely gonna have to go get more, because how amazing would some quick like just small squares for scrubbing dishes be? Like, I could get several out of one ball and it would take no time to just do up a garter square real quick. Christmas sorted. So I'm stoked. I cannot wait to get this going. I might even don't tell anybody in my family, because all of a sudden I will get they always ask me to crochet them things, and I'm like, I don't crochet. I can, but I don't. I would probably just single crochet like a crap ton of these. Shh, don't tell them. That would be so fast and wonderful. They don't know the difference, so as long as I didn't tell them it was crocheted, then they wouldn't know. Okay, I got. Ugh. Don't look at my gray hairs. I got a super sweet gift from my sister-in-law. She knows I knit, and she knows that I love navy blue. So she bought me this cute little trio of yarns. These are from Japan, because she lived in South Korea, so I guess it's, you know, not too bad to order things from Japan. So she ordered me these little balls from Japan. Look how cute and tiny. They're like little yarn babies. So I love them so much. These, I have a pattern picked out. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to it, but they're like some colorwork mittens with an elephant on them. And actually I don't think they're like full mittens. I think they're like fingerless, but I don't know if I could turn them into mittens, or I don't know if I would like the fingerless or not. They'd probably make it easier to drive though, so maybe I will. I don't know. Anyway, these are from Daruma Yarns in Japan, and it's called Iro Iro. Is it focusing? Yeah, there you go. Iro Iro. And the little tags are so cute. This is a 20-gram ball. Super tiny. 70 meters. Obviously, they don't have yardage because, you know, we're American. We're the only ones who care about yards, I think. We are American. I know there's people in other countries that watch this podcast. And I'm trying to, it's definitely a fingering weight, I would say. I love it. They're just, and they're soft. And I'm pretty sure they're 100% wool. Yep, wool 100%. They're so cute. Look at the little tinies. Oh, I love them. So I was super excited about those. And she got a couple for Lydia too, but I didn't bring them down because her stash is somewhere. I don't even know. She doesn't even knit. She has a stash. Okay, and then I got my August mystery skein from Miss, or maybe it's September. I got my monthly mystery skein from Miss Amanda of Sweet Skein of Mine. Sweet Skein of Mine. And this is the Rise and Shine colorway. It's a fingering weight. Oh, isn't it so cool? I love it. It reminds me of like Wild Berry Skittles, or just Skittles in general. But she was like, well, it reminded me of like back to school time. That's why I named it Rise and Shine. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, like a new box of crayons, right? That's kind of cool. And then she sent me a little mini skein with it, and it's sparkly. Woo-hoo. So I love it. I love it. I always love her work. She is one of those dyers where literally any skein she dyes is my new favorite. Yeah, I love it. So I'm super excited to make something with that. I haven't really looked through my stash to see if it has any buddies yet, so we'll see. Okay, and then and she sent me a little, she always sends me a little tea, and I love that. I love tea, and I like trying different kinds of tea. So I thought that was cool. Okay, the last thing, it's gonna be noisy, so I apologize, because I didn't want to take it all out of the plastic. I'll probably just leave it like that until I'm ready to use it. Is this monstrosity. My mom got this at an auction, and she sent me a very, like, it was like a picture of a lot of stuff. Like, not a lot, like a bunch, a lot, like everything in it was one auction. So I couldn't see very much except that there were obviously different colors. And I saw the word cotton on the label. It says milk cotton, right? Well, right underneath where I did not see, it says 100% acrylic. So she was like, you need cotton yarn, right? You like cotton? I was like, yeah. Oh, I like natural fibers. Yeah, anytime you find natural fibers, that's great. She's like, okay, well, I'll get it then. So it's fingering weight, and it has a nice little give to it. It'll make fine socks for my kids. They burn through socks like nothing. And she did not pay very much for this at all. But I was disappointed. So just so that everyone is aware, if you happen upon yarn that says milk cotton, it's very likely acrylic. The colors are super. My mom was looking through like subtly, but not subtly, being like, oh, well, that one would be nice. Yeah, I like that one. Oh yeah, look, this one would be pretty. I like that one. And I'm like, gotcha, Mom, gotcha. So I'm sorry for all the noise and I'm dropping yarn everywhere. But, and both of those packs have the same color. So there's just 2 balls of each color in the pack, in that whole thing. But yeah, cheap socks. Yarn to play with, however. If I want to make something to donate and I don't want to have a lot of money in it, that'll be nice. So yeah, I got a lot of stash enhancement this past 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Did you miss me? I missed you. So yeah, I think that's everything. I'm really hoping, which I didn't scoot over enough, so I hope I can work it out. But I'm really hoping that I can get with my interpreter this week, or today. If I don't hear from her by end of day, I'm probably just gonna upload it as is, because I already waited so long, and just catch up with her next time. She was going through a move and whatnot, so I think, yeah, her availability wasn't great just yet, but we'll make it happen. I'm very excited about increasing the accessibility of my podcast. I think that will be really great. People have asked me why I don't just use closed captions. When the toddler was just a newborn, you know, I wanted to watch my podcast and everything, but I didn't want to wake him up while he was nursing and that kind of thing. And you know, when they're newborns, that's pretty much all you do is just lay in bed with your boobs out. I watched a lot with the closed captions on. And I mean, it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't great. And I really feel like if we truly want to have accessibility for people, then it needs to be, you know, we can't just slap it out there and go, oh, that's good enough. You know, they don't deserve that. We would want the best we could get. And so for me, even though closed captions are fine, they're not great. And the best possible way to reach deaf and hard of hearing people in the most understandable way is to go the route of having an actual interpreter. So that is why I'm pursuing that instead of just trying to do a closed caption type thing. And yeah, I could go in and download the closed caption file and tweak it and then re-upload it, but I have 4 kids and I have, you know, knitting to do. And it's just not, it's not realistic for me. So I do want to stick within the bounds of what I can handle and not overexert myself. So reaching out to those who want to help and want to enrich their lives by giving to the community. I think that is awesome. You know, bringing people together is always going to be fulfilling for a lot of people. So that'll be really good. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to tell you about, I'd like to do a cal eventually, kind of around this concept, but definitely not till after the first of the year, maybe not even then. My uncle has a disease. I do not recall the disease at the moment, but he's had to have various lengths of fingers amputated, more so on his right hand than his left hand. But his mom crocheted when he was little, and he, the past few times I've seen him, he's said something to the effect of, oh, you know, I bet that'd be really good. You know, I need to do something like that with my hands. I just wish I could do something like that with my hands. It would be good therapy and that kind of thing. And I'm like, why can't you? I'll find a way. So I studied what fingers he had and went from there as far as, like this hand, he has no full fingers. He's missing his ring finger. No. How is it? He's missing a finger. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Basically, he can grip in here, and he has the use of kind of like knuckles, and that knuckles down, and that's it on this hand. On this hand, he's only missing his index finger from the first knuckle up. So with that, while I was doing my mom's blanket, almost everything that I showed you, with the exception of maybe like the last 6 rows, I did holding my hands like he has his hands. And we had a family get together over Labor Day weekend, and I showed him like, hey, I know that you had doubts that would be an option for you, but I just wanted to show you this is how your hands are, and I can knit with my hands like that. And it's not even that much different from how I hold my hands. Like, I have full dexterity in this hand, but as long as I can hold my needle with this hand, all the wrapping and everything I do continental, so I have, you know, I have everything I need, and he would have everything I need to continue knitting. And he was like, okay, well, how about crochet? And I'm like, crochet would be the same. You would do all your holding your yarn, and you wrap with your right hand, and all you would need to do is wedge that hook right here in between your pointer finger and your thumb in this little knuckle area right here, and you would be able to do that just fine. And I didn't have a hook handy to show him. I totally would have if I did. But yeah, it was just, he still acted like, well, I don't know if I will, but it was very encouraging to him to be able to see it. So I don't know, I get, you know, all these big dreams and stuff that I just don't have the energy for at the time that I come up with them. And then when I do have time or energy or whatever resources I need, usually by that time I'm on to some other big idea. But I think one day, or even if somebody wants to steal this idea, I'm 100% fine with that. I'll promote a cal if you want to start one, because it's such a cool idea and I really want to get it out there. And in their shoes cal. Doesn't even have to be called that. I don't care. But the basic idea is that you take somebody who has some sort of barrier between them and, well, in our case, knitting, crochet, whatever, yarn, some kind of yarn craft, right? And you try and figure out how to do it with the resources that they have. So for me, you know, learning how to knit like my uncle would. Close your eyes and knit blind. Try and figure out, like, of course you can probably knit garter and stockinette in the round just fine, maybe, or stockinette flat even, maybe. But, you know, what about cables? What about lace? You know, if you're blind and you want to knit more than garter stitch dishcloths, let's figure that out. Let's put ourselves in their shoes and bring some more awareness to the community, because we're only going to grow as crafters and as people by making more space for those people. And you know, we've got some wonderful indie makers that make tools. You know, if we have amputees or people with some sort of degenerative disease in their hands. My mom has arthritis so bad. You know, there's tools you can get, but they're to help you hold your hook, to help you tension your yarn. Those things are few and far between. Let's make those more common. Let's create awareness and bring those things to the forefront so that it can be easier for the people who used to knit and can't anymore, and open doors for, you know, I mean, there's little kids who would love to do that kind of stuff, or, you know, adults that are like, well, I've always wanted to learn how to do that, but I can't with what I got, you know. Let's make a way. And that's only going to happen if we talk about it and we create awareness and we find those makers who go, oh, I have an idea, I can make that, you know, kind of thing. And of course, my whole thing is, you know, you are dear to me, and that applies to everybody. Anytime I meet somebody, or whatever, I just can't help myself. I want to come up with ways to enrich their lives. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just my thing. And like I said, I personally right now do not have the time or energy or whatever to do that. And if I can, when I do, then I will. But I want everybody to take that idea and run with it. I don't want it to be like copyright me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my idea. It's a need in the community. So anyway, there's that. And wow, I'm over an hour. That doesn't happen very often. Usually I speed right through. So yeah, next time I'll be back in 2 weeks, I promise. And oh crap, I didn't even talk about the Make 9 cow. Oh my goodness. Oh, look, I'm blushing. Oh my gosh. If you made it this far, today is the start of the Make 9 cow. I have a group on Ravelry. It is the Dear to Me Knits podcast. I will open a thread. Basically, screenshot a picture of your Make 9 or your cow with the project that you have not yet cast on in the Make 9 or queue. Cast it on. We've got until December 31st at midnight to finish. And I am currently contacting dyers for prizes. So, should be fun. Join us. Sorry I didn't elaborate more, but I have been talking about it a little bit, so it's not like brand new news. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you later.